Hi fam, happy Monday. Look who we have. So Claire, I'm like, it might be hard to tell who's who. So this is Claire, Libby, Lacey. So this is, it's about noon right now, and it is Lacey's first full day. It is Libby's, like, she's on her final week 3. I'm gonna close this window real quick. Whoa. So she's on her final week. Oh, here we got Thomas. We have all the black and white animals. Honestly, it's a little hard to tell sometimes, like, who is who. Especially, like, if you're just, like, I mean, you can tell who is who, but if you're just kind of, like, glancing, it could be a little hard to tell. So, yeah, like, as you can see, Lacey is settling in great. And I just kind of want to talk a little bit more about these two. And I'm going to talk even more about it on my podcast, but just giving a little... yeah, just a little like insight with the two of them. So apparently, which is so hard to believe now knowing Libby and how passive and truly insecure she is that she's apparently the ringleader at home. She's the one that's getting, kind of instigating, jumping on the counters, barking on the window, getting into fights, that kind of stuff. And yeah, now knowing her, it's like, really, little Libby? And that Lacey just kind of follows along, which I am noticing in a really nice way. So when Sunday, we took Libby over to their house to have their second midway session, and then we brought Lacey home. But they were anticipating that Lacey would probably be pacing a lot in the car and would even probably vomit, and we had none of that. So she just took Libby's lead. So in the car, the dogs are in a downstay, and since Libby was in a downstay, Lacey just laid down. No panting, no anxiety. And then even today with this, Tom, we're not going in the crates. Even today, you know, she's just been following Libby's lead. You know, if Libby's going outside going potty, Lacey's going outside going potty. If Libby's going to place, Lacey's going to place. If Libby's going in the crate, Lacey's going in the crate. So that is very nice to see, and it makes, you know, yes, it makes our job easier, but it is so important that I still create an independent relationship with Lacey and that she knows her training independently from Libby. So if you're not aware, how I'm setting up their scheduling is that, so Libby's been here for 2 weeks, then they're here together for 1 week, and then Libby goes home, and I'll have just Lacey for 2 weeks. So there'll be plenty of time where they both have learned independently, you know, individually from each other, but also have had that, you know, we're reworking a relationship here. Yes, it's the relationship with their home, relationship with their owners, but also the relationship between the two of them. Because as close as they are, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the clip where Lacey. Lacey. Lacey goes into Libby's crate. She just did it again. So like they have a very close bond, but they also get in fights. You know, they also, I mean, it's very sisterly relationship. So working on that kind of stuff. However, we're not really going to see any of that because a lot of the fights happen, even the parents were saying, they feel like it's just out of boredom or like they just don't know what else to do, and it just escalates. So it's very easy for us to, you know, that's why we have place. That's why we have our crates. You know, that's why we now have a structure that, you know, the parents will be able to follow. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of, you know, information about what's going on now. So as you can see, 2 very good girls, and they are so freaking smart. Excuse you. But also they're quite sensitive. So I'm sure you've noticed that with Libby where, I mean, this sort of lifestyle, they're used to just go, 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 go. Why are you biting me? I'm not petting you. He needs training. They're used to just figuring it out themselves, you know, doing what makes them feel good. So once they no longer allowed to do that, and now you're telling them to be calm, you will see that anxiety or that shaking, that processing where, yeah, they've never had to do this. They've never like had to actually listen. So with Libby, we saw a little more insecurity. I haven't seen much of that with Lacey actually. She's like, okay, cool. This is nice. Where Libby, and not like she's giving me any pushback or has given me, I guess the first couple of days she did, but like, It's more like for her, she's like, whoa, I'm just thinking really, really hard about listening and being calm. Where I think with Lacey, this does come a little more naturally. Because something else her owners have said is that since Libby's been gone, Lacey's been amazing. She's actually been really affectionate. She's been very calm around the house. So all good things we like to see. So, you know, it wasn't like, because that's where I thought I was like, oh no, Lacey might completely lose it being at home without Libby. You know, but sounds like she's actually doing pretty well without her. So that tells us that each dog independently is actually pretty good, actually pretty well behaved. It's when you put them together without any structure or priorities where they need to prioritize me and my commands and that's why it's so important that I do have these individual bonds with each of them, so that they do have that motivation to work for me, not just go, see ya, Haley, I'm going to go do whatever Libby's doing, or I'm going to go do whatever Lacey's doing. So that's a little more about Tom, Claire. Claire, come here. I'm also saying, so that was a little more about Lacey, but I'm also saying with Libby is that since bringing Lacey into the picture, she has not, like, what's the word? She has not, like, declined at all. You know, her standard is about the same as it was before Lacey was here. So it's really nice to see that Libby isn't like, oh, now Lacey's here, all the training's out the window. And even yesterday we went to her house with Lacey being, I felt so bad for her. She was barking, howling. I mean, she was having a fit. You know, she wasn't trained yet, you know. Not to say she's trained, but Libby was great, you know, yet despite Lacey not being great. So that just gave me, and that's why I do the midway sessions, because it's like, I just need to see what are the associations, and the associations aren't that strong. They're not that, you know, nailed in deep. So very happy to see that. Okay, anywhoozy, God, Haley, I could just talk for days. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start some training with Lacey. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Claire. I have another crate, as you saw. I'm gonna put Claire in there. Claire, here. Claire, great. Good girl. So I'm gonna have Claire just chill out with us, but I also don't want her to be a distraction. So I did do a little bit of training with Lacey this morning down in the living room with that cat. He's probably gonna need to go downstairs because he's a distraction. But I already did do some training this morning with Lacey with her breakfast and a little bit of e-collar conditioning this morning. So I want to continue to do more of that with her crate, work a little more on her recall, and like a good down stay or a good sit stay. And that's where, yeah, like I move pretty quickly with dogs, and only with dogs I can handle it. You know, if she was just struggling, like if she couldn't do this, I would not be, you know, moving on. Let me go get that cat. So if she was even just struggling with like basic, like, you know, yeah, couldn't be in her crate nice and calmly, you know, like, and that's the thing as a trainer, you're just able to like read dogs and get a good feeling for them. But once I have a good feeling, I'm like, okay, let's get going, because I want her to see, okay, why are we doing this training? You know, that's where like even yesterday, we got out for a walk right away. Well, one, because I had John here so he could record, but I also want her just to see like the bigger picture of why we're doing this training. It's gonna make you feel better, you're gonna get to do more, and then you're gonna get to actually hang out with us. So she's able to see bigger picture. Why am I doing these sit stays, these down stays, this crate, this place, this heel, this come? You know, even in the yard, like this morning, I already started with the e-collar, conditioning her that when she feels that e-collar, to come towards me. So it's like I'm not waiting like 2 weeks to do this stuff. It's like, no, like you need to, I mean, that's why, again, as a trainer, I mean, there's even some trainers that don't move probably as fast as they should. And I think it's just not being confident in as a trainer, where being able to gauge, you know, I'm like, I don't really know exactly where I'm going with that, but anywhoozy. So I just want to show you guys really just like the raw stuff that I'm doing here with these dogs, where it's like, yeah, you know, reaching their full potential, but not waiting for it. It's like, just go out there and go get it. And I think that's where like, I don't know, some trainers are, I think, I want to be careful what I'm saying, but it's like, I don't know if they should be charging as much or taking as serious of cases if they're not able to properly move a dog along through a program. Yeah, so I'm like, there's the balance of, yes, let her decompress, but also get training, you know, like get going. Because I see that, that's why I think of these trainers as like, they're still kind of like just like owners, you know, maybe just like advanced owners where, yeah, like they're just kind of nervous about like pushing the dog and letting the dog tell them where their limits are rather than just assuming where the dog's limits are, you know. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, let's just get to it. So I'm going to start with Libby's crate closed, just to give her benefit of doubt. And then once we get going, then I'll probably open her crate and see if she'll stay in there while I do some drills with Lacey. Hi, Miss Lace. Lacey, okay. That's a good girl. Wow. That was good. That was such a good girl. So Lacey also, she is a jumper. So that is something that I will be keeping an eye out for. What you doing? What you doing? Hi, babe. Good girlie. Oh, good girl. I like that you like your crate. Because this morning she tried to play that game of, can I just run down the stairs? Okay, let me get this long line out here. Because I really want to practice that recall. This cat, I swear. Okay. And yes, I am just using her kibble. Lacey. That's a good girl. Good girl. That's good. And I mean, that's where I'm really going to try to point out like all the little things I'm doing. So I can't put that there because of the cat. So the food's even going to be just right here on that little seat. No. Good girl. Because they both have problems with counter surfing. So I'm going to start putting that kind of bait where that food is right there, you know, right at nose level. Good. So we're working on that. And then I'm also working on giving her a lot of praise. Lacey. Giving her a lot of praise, because I think that's where people, they don't want to give their dog too much praise because then the dog breaks command and then they don't listen. So really being sure that I'm giving her a lot of good girl, good, and teaching her how to take that praise without going that next step of then jumping and being overly aroused. So what I'm going to start doing, I don't even think I'm going to need this leash right now, is I'm going to do a few crate drills. So we're working at like a level 5 is her working level, so that's the lowest level she perceives it. So this is going to go on. Lacey, crate. Turns off. Good girl. And this is again what I was saying in that earlier clip. This isn't for compliance. This is so I can start teaching her what this means. Good. So it's because she knows crate, how to go to her crate without the e-collar, that now I can add this on top. So now, oh, is that from the cat? So now what I'm going to do is the pressure's going to turn on and I'm going to tell her to come. Lacey, come. Good girl, sit. Give her a little guidance. No, Lacey, come. Good. Lacey, sit. Good. Good. So just shaping it up here. Good. Okay. Good, Lacey. Good, Lacey. And I don't have my treat pouch on me. I'm bad. Come. Good. No. So the leash on. Lacey, come. Good. Sit. Good. Nice job. So she's trying to see, why is this e-collar pressure turning on? Good. Down. Nope. Lacey, come. Good. Sit. Good. 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 Okay. Let's see if she can find it. No. Not interested in taking it off the floor. That's fine. But I mean, this is very real. This is how these first sessions go. It's very awkward. And she's really trying to hug this wall for whatever reason. Good. I'm gonna bring her up this way. No. So pressure's on here. Good. Good. No. Good. So I mean, even here, it's like, it's funny how I go in with a plan. Sit. Good. And then typically something else pops up. Good. Because here, okay. I just want to get her to work with me rather than, and Libby did the same stuff where once they get comfortable with the crate, because this is a little overwhelming, it's a little stressful, you know, she really has to think, is that she'd rather just go to the crate and just lay down. So having to work her through that. Sit. Good. Nice job. Because I want her to learn, you know, when she feels that e-collar pressure, the way to turn it off is by sitting, or whatever that command is. Okay. Yay, taking food off the ground. Good. Good. Okay. Nice job. Sit. Good. There she goes. Okay. Good. There's another one. Good. So don't rush through these first couple sessions. You really want to go slow. Good. Slow is fast. Good. Also learning how to take food without biting off my hand. Sit. Good. We're also working on markers. Good. It's like there's so much. Good. Good. Okay. Nice job, Lacey. Lacey, come. Good. Sit. Good. Okay. Good. So already we're showing her some different pictures, showing her different sequences. Lacey, come. Good. Nice job. Those little moments, big praise. Good job. Because right there she's learning, oh, if I feel that stim and I hear her say come, I turn it off by going towards her. Come. Yeah, good girl. Sit. Good. Good. Okay. Basic stuff. I mean, it's so simple. You know, we're not doing anything fancy. Sit. Good. And every single time I'm going, pressure's on, and then I give her that command. So here, let's see some pressure go on. Lacey, down. Good. And the second she completes it, pressure comes off. I give her food. Okay. Nice job. And this is also, like, there's so much going on here. So also teaching her how to walk with that leash on. You know, it's so annoying, like dragging a long line. So even just practicing that. So now what I'll do, practice some worrying. So she doesn't want to step on the lead too much. You got it. Good. Good. Sit. Good. No, sit. Good. Come. Yeah, good girl. Nice job, Lacey. Good girl. So, that's it for now. So I want to see what she does now. I kind of give her that time to just like chill out. So that was probably like what, like a 10-minute session or so. Using her food, I almost went through a whole cup of food. So I'm using a lot of positive reinforcement, a lot of guidance, a lot of patience. So this is where you see, like, you know, what I've done is I've already corrected her for jumping, high arousal. So once I give her those, oh, I'm just getting food all over her. Once I give her those higher corrections to cut through that arousal, yes, you're a good girl. Ew, right in my mouth. You know, since I've given her corrections for those high arousal behaviors, now we get calmness. Now we get awareness to our behaviors. This is stuff I've already talked about, but I just want to touch on it again. So that's where you can see though where it's like so much is being worked on here, even though it is so simple. It is so basic. And I see that she's sniffing, so she's clearly a lot sniffier than Libby. Libby is not really much of a sniffer. So yeah, just kind of see what she does. Yeah. I think the long line is the most annoying of all of this. I don't really want her licking me too much. Oh, I give you kisses. I give you kisses. I give you kisses. Good. And spending, I mean, I think compared to other trainers, I think I do spend a lot more time with dogs. And again, this is just going off like what I see on social media, but I know a lot of trainers, I mean, I only work, this is very rare for me to have 2 board and train, look at the cat. This is very rare for me to have 2 board and trains at once. You know, typically I just do 1 at a time, but since they're from the same family and because of their issues, and I think there's Kimball over here, I have them here together, but I only do 1 at a time because I want to be able to really get to know these dogs, you know, and really spend time with them, because it's like the training, that like active training is very easy. It's this kind of stuff where it's like I'm petting her, letting her loosen up so she can learn that this stuff isn't so serious. It's not so formal, because once they go back home, that's not how life is. So it's like mixing, you know, these formal sessions with these very informal sessions for them to really open up and get comfortable with me. So that is just something that I really do pride myself on, that like I spend a lot of time with my board and trains. What? I have all the kibble on me, don't I? I spend a lot of time. I mean, they just become part of the pack, you know, part of my pack. So that is something that I am very proud of. So probably what we'll do now, this is a longer video, sorry guys. Oh, she's seen this, like this kind of stuff she's probably never been able to do, because typically she'd probably be jumping and no, good. She'd probably be jumping and be nipping, and people don't like that. So it's like, hey, go away now. But it's like, I've taught her how to not jump. Oh, so right there, I said no because she went to the food bowl. So you just cut off those options. No, you can't go to that food bowl. No, you can't chase the cat. No, you can't go down the stairs. This is what you get. So it's like, I don't know. It's like I will constantly preach this stuff. But I will also get on people where I'm like, it is not that hard, you have to just start. Like, that's why I put out so much content, videos like this where it's literally unedited, and like this is the whole video, like just showing it all, because it's really not that serious. It's really not that hard. You have to just be willing to get out there and get trying, and then having a professional where you can ask questions, and then even, you know, if they can work one-on-one with you and your dog, awesome. But, you know, I have so many people that watch, you know, I've been posting content like this for going on 3 years now. And I have people that watch every single one of my videos, watch all of my stories, and they still, you know, my dog struggles in the crate, or my dog still pulls, and it's like, why are you even watching dog training content then, you know, or, you know, watching it so religiously, like, what's the point? And, like, you're not applying any of it, you know, like, it really, like, I don't get that upset, because, like, it's not my dog, it's not my client, but it's like, why is Radar barking? I thought maybe, like, John got home or something, I don't know, but, yeah. This is it though. Like, there's nothing that I'm doing behind the scenes to get the results. Like, it's literally just this. So, we'll finish up a little more. I'm like, got a little more food left, so let's do a little bit more. Let's do a little bit more, Lace. I do like to end, like, on just, like, a good note. I want to see. Can you catch? Ready? I know Libby can. Oh, good. Even this. Like this sort of stuff. Like you have to just like, nice. Lacey, come. Good. Sit. Okay. Good. Sit. Lacey, sit. Good. You see, this is all without the e-collar, so it's like we're already getting some. Okay. Nice. Nice, Lacey. You know, we're just mixing things up, and this is what I'm talking about, where you have to just be confident in yourself as a trainer and being able to see like what, like every dog is just so different. Come here. Let's see if I can get her a little bit away. Good. A little bit away from the wall. Oh. Yeah. Nice job. Sit. Good. Good. And I know this video is a little lengthy and probably like a little annoying. Okay. Probably a little annoying, but it's like, good. Yeah, I was just gonna say. Is that I am confident, especially knowing Libby and just already seeing something from her. They're gonna get the training, like they're gonna understand it and it's gonna click very quickly. So you have time where you don't need to just like bust out all this training and get it perfection in 1 week. You know, it's like you can take your time because you know they're gonna get the training. Like if worst comes to worst and like whatever you've been doing like is a shit show, you will be able to get them fully trained because you're confident in your training, you know? So I'm gonna do here is now pressure will go on at a 6. Lacey, great. Good girl. Good, stay. No. Good. Good. So that's it though. So I'm I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know it was probably, it takes a certain kind of person to enjoy a video. No, Lacey. Good. Claire. Good. No, Lacey. Good. Takes a certain kind of person, I think, to enjoy videos like this. Good. But, Tom. See if I can get them more in it. But that's that. Oh my god, that's almost a 30-minute long video. Okay, well, I might not include this in the initial, like, Lacey intake video. I don't really know. Maybe this will be, like, a separate, you know, day 1 training or something. I don't know. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm like, this is a lot of, if you are newer to my videos, this is a lot of stuff like I would post on Patreon. It's just like unedited sessions. I mean, it was like almost every session I would post. I'm not posting nearly that much on YouTube just because, yeah, it can be a little much. But I love making these kind of videos because that's what, like I was saying earlier, is like, I want people to see, you know, from a trainer maybe they really like or respect or whatever, that they can see exactly what I'm doing. And yeah, I mean, that was literally it. It's not like, oh, but I actually, you know, if she doesn't listen on the first, I actually correct her really high. It's like, I only correct high in general if you are bolting out the door, if you are jumping on my counters, jumping on people, getting in a fight, that kind of stuff. Like, that's the only time you're gonna get a high correction, unless it's, you know, later on in your training. And but that's the thing too though, like once they're at the end of their training, they don't really need high corrections for obedience, you know, because I've done the training where they don't really need it. But if they did, it's there, you know? I mean, that's, God, it's this thing, I'm like, I could just talk all day. But like, that's the thing about e-collar training, is like, that's why we do all this conditioning, so that later on when I might need to correct you, you know why you're being corrected and you know how to respond. That's the only reason we do all of this conditioning for hundreds of reps, so that the day that I tell you to come and you don't and I correct you high because, oh my God, you're going towards the street, you know what to do with that correction. You don't run into the street, you don't pancake, you run to me. So all that to be said, I'm gonna go now. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please give me any feedback. Please, I always enjoy feedback. If these videos are too long, or if you like that they're longer, if you like that they're unedited, or hey, maybe you would like some editing where it's maybe a little bit easier to watch, I don't know. Just let me know. Okay, guys? They were like, was that our word? Okay, bye guys.